Hey there and welcome to my channel. This is Foggy Fiction and I am Haley. I'm a writer living with mental illness, doing my best to show that mental health does not dictate talent or worth, and hoping to encourage others to chase their dreams. If you're new to my channel, I try to post 1 to 2 videos per week, usually about things related to writing, reading, or mental health, but sometimes I get off topic and that's okay too. In today's video, we're talking about what to do when you're halfway through Preptober and something happens that leaves you feeling like you can't or don't want to work on the story you had originally intended to write for Nano. So, you are halfway through Preptober, you have decided on an idea, started brain dumping it, and then life happened and that story idea isn't sparking anything for you anymore. First of all, you are not alone. This happens to many of us for many reasons, and sometimes you just lose that spark for no reason at all. I have found myself in this situation. If you remember in the previous videos, I had decided to work on my rom-com idea for Nano, and we had just started going over how the brain dumping process works. And then life handed me a rough moment. I already filmed this entire video once yesterday, and it was too depressing for me to even edit, so I decided to start over again today. I'm going to be talking briefly about death, so if you think this might trigger you and you don't want to watch it, I will leave a mark for where you can skip ahead. So in many of my past videos, you have seen my cat, Otacon. She's usually here trying to hog all of the attention, you know, like the star that all cats are. She has had health problems off and on for the past few years, and every time that I've taken her to the vet, they have told me that she has anxiety. Not only that, but that she gets her anxiety from me and my own struggle with it. This week, she became very sick very quickly. I tried calling her vet and several other vets, both in this town and the next one over, and none of them could help us without payment up front, and we couldn't afford that. We called one last suggested place, and the only option we were given was to give up our rights and turn her over to them. Most of the places that I spoke with, most especially the last one, felt very accusatory and judgmental. Actually, the last one even told me that we were the cause of her suffering because of a flea medicine we had used, which it turns out was not the problem at all. A loved one ended up telling us to meet them at a certain vet and covered the cost of everything. When we got to that vet, we learned that she did not have anxiety and that the problems she did have, we were too late. I'm gonna try not to cry. I've been crying so much lately. So we had to make the very difficult and very painful decision to put her down. And, you know, I'm not okay. I'm grieving. I'm angry. My depression just chugged 12 Red Bulls and gave me a bear hug. Especially knowing that her death could have been avoided. And the struggle to find any place that could help us when we were struggling financially was just, it's ridiculous. They should not make it so hard for pet parents who aren't as well off to take care of their babies. I'm thankful that the vet our loved one chose was wonderful and amazing and lacked any of the accusatory tones and judgments that we had received prior. They handled my baby and the entire situation the best way possible, and I am eternally grateful. We actually just got a sympathy card in the mail today from them, so it is clear that they care. Anyway, long story long, after all of that, my decision to write a rom-com isn't feeling like such a good decision anymore. So I just want to say I'm very proud of myself that I held all of that together as well as I did, which was very, very well, considering how easily I have broken down over the past few days. Anyway, as I was saying, I do not have it in me to write that story anymore, to write a rom-com like that when my heart is so destroyed right now. And so I have made the new decision to go back to my contemporary roots and write something brand new. I have almost no clue what I'm writing about yet, but it is absolutely going to be driven by the emotions that I'm working through right now. My best stories always seem to come from that anyway, and Otacon really is the star of the show, so, you know, it feels right to go with a story that is fueled by my love for her. So, take a second. So today's Preptober video is really just to say that, you know, sometimes life happens and, you know, it knocks us on our ass and no amount of preparation or plans or otherwise can help us stay on our feet. And, you know, sometimes you do just have to sit there and wallow in it for a bit, which is what I have been doing. And eventually, you know, we get back up and decide if we're going to continue on the same path as before or if it's time to take a new one. And for me, I think that it is time for me to take a new one. No more rom-com. Not right now anyway. And if you are also looking at the idea that you decided to go with for Nano and thinking that it doesn't feel like the right decision anymore for any reason, that's okay. Even if you already started brain dumping, that doesn't matter. Set it aside and it will still be there when you're ready to give it another go. And it is also okay if you don't actually hop back into Preptober right away or even do Nano. Grief is hard. Depression is heavy. You don't have to force yourself to be creative through those things when they're still so fresh. Yeah, your story is important, but you are more important. So yeah, I'm still intending to do Nano, but I'm not writing a rom-com anymore. My grief has absolutely made me change my mind, and that is okay. And again, if you are also feeling like you want to change your mind for any reason, that's okay. Change our minds together and work back through the checklist for Preptober again. So tell me something happy in the comments, because right now I am seeing pictures of cats on social media. I am seeing cats staring at me through windows as I drive by. I'm selling cat food at work, and I'm struggling to get used to a routine that does not involve Otacon anymore. And I think I just need some happy. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're interested in following my very clumsy journey as a writer living with mental illness, and enjoy the happy moments.